as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King and I am just delighted to welcome my next guest to the programme. I didn't realise that I knew Diana, but I do. In fact, I did when she was about 16 years old. Oh, that was 18 or 19. And unbelievable.
Incredible.
That Manolo was your granddaddy. And I would know him back in the 80s. And just the conversation coming up now.
Yeah, and you see, Marbella is so transient that you don't always meet people that have been around this long. And of course, we both have that connection because we've been here forever.
And I think the reason it came up is because I'm meeting Diana today because she went to school with our lovely Giles Brown of Talk Radio Europe. And I've known Giles as well, also back in the early 80s. Yeah. You were both working at Ipanema Palace and I'm in another whole world. But then to come round and realise that, oh, I used to see your granddaddy a lot. He was absolutely a lovely man. And you've turned into a fine young woman. What can I say?
Thank you for saying that, Nicole.
You've grown up nicely, darling. You've grown up nicely.
Up all right. Yeah, it's funny how in life you have different just eras and different, you know, you reinvent yourself over time. And I think, you know, clearly being a teenager in Marbella was exciting, but now I'm a teacher here. I've been and gone, and now I've settled here with my children and my job, and very happy to be here, really.
Well, you look like a very happy woman, I have to say. What do you teach? A specific subject?
I'm business studies. So I teach the oldest children. I teach high school, so years 12 and 13, both the IB business and A-level business at an English international school locally.
Well, that's nice. When I was a kid, we didn't have business studies. No. In fact, you go to the real business world without any idea how to write a cheque, if people write checks anymore.
Well...
But you get where I'm going.
Yeah,
I mean, no idea about how to actually run your bank account or pay tax bills or, you know, invoices, bills or taxes or anything.
Yeah.
So that's a good subject to do.
Thank you. Well, we teach them how to run businesses, manage businesses, you see, because I think it used to be called home economics, where you used to run your own life, but now it's about making them big CEOs. So that's what I hope I instill in them.
No, and it's nice because even if you're running a home, it's still a mini business at the end of the day. If you run it properly, it's all going to be much easier.
Yeah.
You're now got a challenge that is nowhere near as concise and easy as business, which isn't easy.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with a very, very, very rare disease.
Yeah.
I, through the Butterfly Children Charity, first learned about how something so rare you've never heard of can affect so many so much.
Yeah.
But this acrocystosis...
Almost there, acrodysostosis.
Acrodysostosis, I mean, even the word, acrodysostosis, you familiar know as acro-D.
Yeah, acro-D, yeah. So acro-D, it is the rarest of rare genetic disorders. So my friend started this charity this year, not the best year in the middle of a pandemic to start a drive like this, but it really came from starting a database to connect and log the people who suffer from this, because it was believed to be only 70 in the world. In the register, there's up to 90 families now. So 90 families in the entire globe that are at the register so far. They don't think there's many more, but there's still so much research to be done because, of course, like any disorder, any disease, there's a big range. So some people have it mildly, some people suffer it from quite severely. It is a form of dwarfism, so children born with acrodysostosis have a skeletal malfunction, which they don't grow to a normal height. Their limbs are very small, they have little hands, little feet, but it also, because there's also a thyroid connection with it, they don't have very good respiratory system, so it's about quality of life. Clearly, because there's only 90 families in the world, medical companies will not develop a drug just for them. So the reason we have this amazing drive this year, because we think in 2020 we've had so much bad news, let's end the year on a high. Let's do something for the people that have the rarest, that are not going to get any attention. And if the acrodysostosis charity can raise 20% of the 250,000 that Great Ormond Street Hospital is pledging, then that money is going for the research of reassigning drugs that already exist, and maybe some of their side effects could find a better quality of life, some solutions, some benefits to the sufferers. So that's what we're doing, trying to raise that 20% so that we're entitled to the bigger amount that will then all go for lab research for this.
Well, that's still a lot of money. You're still looking at 50,000.
Well, £62,000, but all 90 families around the world are doing their own drives. Because my friend Nina grew up in Marbella and went to school with me, as well as
English
Giles.
International College as well?
Yeah, she was there as well. And we met even earlier at Swan School. So we've been friends since we were about 12. Her little daughter has acrodyssystosis. She's my godchild. And she's the one that started the charity, and she has pledged for all 90 families to do their bit. But because she's from here, from this community, I said, well, let us try and raise a big chunk of that too. So our own little side pledge is to try and raise 20,000. I like numbers. I thought if 20,000 euros gets raised in 2020 by the Marbella community, it'll be a good ending to a difficult year.
It's a big objective,
Yeah.
as you say, in a year that's challenging in itself. How do you plan on going about this? What actions are you taking? What can we get involved in? How can we help?
Well, I'm all about thinking outside the box. Let's do things that haven't been done over and over again. Now, Marbella is great for gala dinners, and it's done so well by so many people. I didn't want to go down that route. I wanted to lead by example because my students that I teach have to also invest some of their time and energy into doing community projects as part of their degree. They don't get their diploma unless they do this as part of the IB program, that they have to do CAS hours. So I thought that I would get the community around something that I love doing, which is yoga. So last Saturday, we had yoga on the pier. It was the most beautiful weather. We had 13 people come. Some of them were students with their families, some were friends of mine, and we did a 2-hour-long yogathon where we didn't do sun salutations, we did earth salutations. Obviously, people that came to the event pledged, but then lots of other people pledged as well on a Just Giving button that I have on my site. And so far, we've raised 91% of the 900 target that I had for the one event. So the idea is if I can do it, the students can do it too. So that was my little sideline.
You were setting an example of what can be done.
An event, one day, out on the beach. It didn't involve going out at night. It didn't involve big groups of people gathering. We were spread apart, so it was safe. It was thinking outside the box a little bit because it was promoting it to people who like the healthy living and wasn't about meeting in restaurants and drinking and all that kind of thing. And, you know, it was different. We had a drone fly over us and take some amazing footage. We've got some lovely photographs. And anyone who participated got a You Are a Shining Star certificate. And Keto Royale Cafe, which are lovely cafe that opened up quite recently. They do all natural, healthy food. They participated with a voucher, so everybody that came got to have a lemonade and a chocolate bar at Keto Cafe. And just to get people to be able to say the name and understand what it's about. Acrodyssystosis, it is so rare. Let's do something to help them.
Well, without it, as I said, the first time I heard of the Butterfly Children charity, first I didn't want to even interview them. It was overwhelming. It was like, I don't want to talk about that. And Maurice Bolan was like, no, this is what a journalist has to do.
Yeah.
And now when you see the challenges, I mean, like in their cases, the bandaging,
the bandages, the skin
the
condition.
cost.
Yep.
But with Agro-D,
Yeah.
also just quickly looking through, before knowing you were coming on the show, the amount of disciplines involved in trying to give a better quality of life to these children. I mean, the list from the mouth to the bones to the head to the this. I mean, there's not one part of their body that really feels that can't be affected. As you say, it's like a weird form of dwarfism.
Yeah, yeah. It is a mutation, and it is something that we're still learning to know about. But in the meantime, it is about offering quality of life. If you're going to have a child whose life may be limited, that the years that they have is lived the best they can, and therefore reassigning medication, drugs that already exist isn't going to cost as much or take as long as it would to maybe develop new drugs. So we're really desperate to try and get this fund for rare diseases allocated to them so that they can then have the quality of life that they deserve.
No, I mean, even I was imagine for your friend to not know what's going on, what's wrong, and then it be so rare no one be able to give advice. The not knowing, if you just by
Yeah.
awareness.
Exactly.
Someone else who goes through this at least have an idea what to
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just half
Exactly.
the issue.
It's not being able, I think it took her 2.5, 3 years to even have an idea of what it could have been. There is an interesting feature that all acrodyssystosis children have bright red hair and the bluest of blue eyes, piercing blue eyes. So my little goddaughter's met a couple of other children in the UK, and they all look like brothers and sisters. So it's a nice kindred. But yeah, it's part of the condition, really red hair and blue eyes. So once you know some of the conditions, you know, hopefully they'll get people on the register so that you can have a prognosis and you can have an idea of what it is. So I feel really strongly about it because it's a very worthy cause, and it is important to put your name and your efforts into something important in a year where so much is going on.
Well, I'm so glad you contacted me. I'm so grateful to Giles for passing you along. He was right, obviously very interested to help you and support the cause and create more awareness.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you, because it must be 40 years since I saw you the last time.
You've got better memory than me.
Well, I was a little bit older than you, but I do. And so when you started talking about your grandfather, and it was like, I know him. I know him very well. I knew him very well.
Yes, she does.
Yes, I really did. I really did. And in fact, I'm a good backgammon playing big part due to some of those tournaments at your granddad's house.
Okay.
So
we'll have to have a match sometime.
we will have a match sometime. Well, Diana, lovely to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time,
we will
Nicole.
definitely keep in touch, because I think it would be very nice if we could have some of your students.
Exactly. They're
Get
going
their
to come
perception.
up. They're going to have amazing ideas of different events that they're going to run. So it'd be lovely if you would have them on and have a chat to them about it, and hopefully they can inspire other people and other students from other schools. So let's get the ball rolling. It doesn't have to be for this charity, but any involvement in the community is what we need to do in these
and also them to be able to come to the studio, get a bit of experience of being on the telly. The more things we can get done, the younger we are, the more things under our belt.
Exposure to lots of interesting career possibilities.
I mean, in business nowadays, to be on a Zoom call or to record a presentation, do a public video, is almost like expected of us nowadays. So all these opportunities, we have to embrace them.
Being confident in front of a camera is a great skill, so it's something that I'd love to expose.
And where did you learn your skill? Because you're very comfortable in front of the camera.
I used to run a model agency back in a previous incarnation as well.
Well, that explains a lot. Firstly, because you're absolutely gorgeous.
No, I was the manager. I wasn't a model. I just ran it.
But the way that you hold, you're just obviously not nervous. You could see just like, oh, there again, you're a teacher. What could be more intimidating
performing 24
than
hours
performing to a class of students? Well, Diana, Agro D,
thank you.
Go for it.
Yep.
And
thank you for your time.
We've got our support 100%. And when we do our next charity follow-up meeting, which will be next month from our United Nationalities event last week, we'll let you know so you can just get.
I'd love that.
# Better Together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Diana.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
Zero Hero, welcome to the playwright.
Hello guys, welcome to Harbor. All the designated drivers are welcome here to the Harbor. And we are very proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and the reason I put on my mask is this is the United Nationalities of Marbella Summit mask that we did with our United Nationalities Marbella Now TV logo, linear director sponsor, and our United Nationalities. And I thought that although next week we'll be showing you footage of everything that went on, all the different speakers, all the different societies, charities, the lovely lunch at the harbour, our wonderful production assistant and camera guy, photographer, Sam Ho, was there. As you can see, Sam is also wearing his beautiful mask. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Nicole. Yes, as you can see, I'm wearing my lovely mask.
You do it justice. Let's see your pretty face now.
Thank you
In fact,
very much.
I posted a nice picture that I took of you.
Yes, you did.
At the event. You're the photographer, but I managed to get that one little picture of you.
Thank you very much.
You were, I think,
I really liked it.
It was a good picture.
It's a good picture, yes.
And you've now told me that you've had a chance to go through the other photographs. You took there. What does it look like in images?
They look amazing. It was a really exciting day. It's a day we've all been looking forward to for a long time. It's come, it's passed, and it's like, wow, so much wait, and it was amazing. Yeah, the pictures have been finished, edited today, and yeah, you'll get them tomorrow. And then, yeah, it looks amazing. I got a nice selection of pictures, close-ups. Ones further away, we capture the atmosphere, and then we see everybody interacting, networking, and yeah, it was really, really fun.
It was strange because we couldn't actually have an event as such. The new restrictions, tables of 10 returned to tables of 6, but we kept it to the limit that was much below the even permitted during COVID times. Everybody was so well behaved. We had our beautiful masks that are actually quite breathable, nice and light. And so that was a nice touch. So a big thank you actually to Creative Marbella, because my event was on Tuesday last week, and on the Thursday, I suddenly thought, some masks would be nice and probably appropriate. And they managed to get it together. And in fact, they drove the mask down to us for the event. We were starting at 12:15. They zoomed in with the mask. Lily from AAA gave them all out. So, but it made a nice difference, everybody wearing the same mask, because it was kind of weird, everyone to be in masks.
It was, yes.
Wasn't it?
It's not a normal atmosphere, is it? It's not normal. It's never been normal for us. So yeah, it was weird, but it made it special. We all had our same masks. We all had them on. It was a lovely event. You and James got to talk about Zero Hero, which is amazing.
That actually, I had a really emotional moment, because I did the introduction when I speak about Zero Hero now, which is free soft drinks for the designated driver in participating business companies like Out of Bounds, the Rail Paddle Club, the Rio Rail Golf Club, La Red, Chiringuito, the Harbour, Playwright, El Gaucho Banús, Art Cafe. They go to zerohero.es to find out. So I remember how the event, like it came about. In 2016, my daughter said, why can't we get rewarded for not drinking while they're stopping to breathalyze? The following year, they lost a friend, my children, in an accident. So yesterday when I did the introduction, it was like, James, you're a barman, you're a handsome kid. You show everyone how it works, because it makes more sense. But when he came up and said he was a barman the night that Michelle left to never come back, and that she'd heaved herself up on the bar to give him 2 kisses goodbye, it made it so real. I mean, I know it's real, and I know why we do it, and it's for road traffic safety, trying to be a positive reinforcement on road traffic safety, but that really made it real. And for him too, in the sense I'm pushing him into a position without evaluating really what that actually meant for him personally also.
There's a history behind that for you personally.
Yeah.
It brings you back to it. I noticed your eyes were a bit watery.
Yeah, and I think also because I put my son-in-law in a position without realising how real it was for him too.
Exactly.
Far more so even than for me. I was second, third hand of the news. They were right there. It was their friend. They were there the last minutes. So yes, it's a very good thing, the Zero Hero incentive. And it's nice to see businesses getting on board, and not just now after COVID and, oh, we need to appeal to the residents, but they've been coming on board for the last couple of years, little by little, getting that concept.
Yeah, it's a great idea. We're teaming up with, like you mentioned, with loads of venues where they become Zero Hero partners, and we're all pulling together, as I love the way you say, better together, hashtag better together, and just making a better place, a safer place, giving this wonderful incentive like your daughter's mentioned. Why not give something to the zero drinker, the hero for being a zero alcohol drinker, which is a great idea. And yeah, yesterday at the event where we got everybody to do the which was exciting part, which is getting everybody to do the breathalyzer test.
It worked out so well. I think a lot of people were surprised. Some, for example, one woman had had 1 glass of wine and she was over the limit, but her husband had 3 and he wasn't, and she was upset. But of course, if he's 6'2" and 100 kilos, it's like...
Exactly, everybody's different. Some people's circulation works much faster. For example, my father being Asian, the moment he has a drop of alcohol, his circulation works really fast and his face goes bright red.
So you think that's a cult, like that's a
yeah, it
a
happens
thing
to many Chinese people. It does happen to many of my dad's friends. So it all depends on yourself as well. If you've got petite body, if you've got bigger body, obviously you need more alcohol. It all depends. Everybody's different, everybody's body. But it was great. Everybody got to blow in the bag, do the testers. Obviously, yellow is good to go, and then green is no go. And then we got different people measuring different ones. What did you have to drink? And it was great, a great way for people. It was lots of fun. It's not nothing serious. It's a lot of fun. We got everybody to experiment it and try it out, and it was a great, successful event. And it's all thanks to you, Nicole.
Oh, thank you. As I say, I was nice when I had the idea, okay, what if we get everyone in the room? Because you see the breathalyzer, and sometimes it just looks a bit intimidating. But watching James guide everybody through, open the box, seeing 50 people blowing in the bag, squeezing out to see if they were drunk. It was fun. And I think it was good because they were 50 people who were emblematic of the community. And if they understand it better, then they can help explain it. We also not only want you to go to our website, zerohero.es, and sign up for our newsletter, but follow us on social media. And Sam is in charge of that. And I love the posts, but I particularly like the ones when you talk about when it was raining. Why do we have the treads and a tyre?
Yes.
Why that's important. And you like picking out the things like, okay, it's raining today, I'll do this one. I love your texting and driving ones, and so fundamental. I mean, I find even myself, it's very hard to resist. You've got a busy day,
It is.
lot going on, you're sitting at traffic lights,
It is.
you grab that phone, it's almost like we need to be doing something all the time. It's almost like an illness. It's an addiction.
It's an addiction, exactly. That's the word. It's an addiction. And yeah, the idea, I just get, because we all tend to do it automatically. It becomes a hobby, an addiction, pretty much. That's what it's called. And then we just do it naturally. But the idea is, don't do it. When it's done, it's too late. So we trust, the idea is of the posts and getting people into their heads that it's, you know, change what you do, change your habits, change what we do before it's too late. And yeah, I come up the other day, I think it was the first proper rain since we've had since summer, and then an idea came up with the tyres, the window wipers. I've got some more for the lighting, because now we've changed the clocks backwards, lighting, now it's darker. So then I've created more posts for lighting, for your lighting. When should it come on? When should you turn it on? Appropriate use of it, and I'm just trying to think of different things to...
No, it's great, because education and everything. I mean, the Linear Director Road Traffic Safety Foundation actually only exists because the Linear Director Road Traffic Insurance Company has so much detail on the accidents, the death and the tragedy. And as they say, it's not statistics. They're people, families, lives. And the only way to bring those statistics down that affect the people, families, lives, is by awareness, which is why the positive reinforcement, like don't drink and drive and I'm going to breathalyze you, but if you're not drinking, get a free drink. It's kind of like a nice little twist on that.
Yeah, and like I love, well, you've seen them, the new cartoon adverts, and the way the designated driver gets to pick a zero hero place. You know, as an award for, an award for not drinking that night.
And I think it's nice. We've also got now with AAA, they've started doing a great instead, which is dine and donate. But the same thing, there's so many places to go. Well, actually less than before. But when you're choosing a venue to go out, why not go to one where you know you're going to be giving a contribution to a charity, or you know that if you are the designated driver that you're going to get, it's a detalle, it's just a detail, not paying for a soft drink. But it's that recognition. We all like a little bit of recognition at the end of the day.
We do.
That we're doing something right, get a little reward, as opposed to a rap on the knuckles, which is far too frequent.
Yeah, and I think now things are quite strict, not only with COVID, but the police. I mean, there's more police out at the moment because of COVID, but, you know, you don't want to risk it. And it's not only because you don't want to risk it because you're going to get a fine. It's your life and everybody else's life around you. So, yeah, it's a really important thing we're talking about at the moment. Definitely.
Without a doubt. Well, our social media is definitely worth following, liking and sharing. ZeroHero.is for the website, Zero Hero Marbella for Facebook and Instagram. Is that correct? Both the same?
That's correct, yes.
And Sam Ho is the man who is doing all our posts. So if you're looking for someone to do great stuff for your social media, Sam undoubtedly is highly recommended. But you're also a photographer.
That's correct.
You take great photographs and you have great passion for your photography. And I know you thoroughly enjoyed meeting Bijan Arta, who is an amazing cineasta, a cinematographer, photographer, apart from pilot, scientist.
Yes.
He's an interesting character.
He was. Definitely very interesting. I really enjoyed it all. It was really, really interesting.
Well, you're really interesting, and I really enjoyed chatting with you, Sam.
Thank you, Nicole.
And we'll be back for more.
Definitely,
very soon. Zero Hero. Please be our Zero Heroes if you're the designated driver, and tell your friends about it. It's a great community incentive worth you joining in with anyway, whether you drink or you don't. And using the breathalyzers even when you're drunk, sometimes it's nice to just see just how drunk you are. And maybe the next time you think about it twice.
Definitely.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much, Nicole.
Well, that's it for another week. A big thank you to all my guests. What a pleasure to meet so many amazing people that make up our wonderful community here in the Costa del Sol. Again, a big thank you to everyone who came to United Nationalities of Marbella Summit last week. Next week, we will have the coverage of that with all the interviews. And a big special thank you to my team. Of course, Linear Director, Road Traffic Safety Foundation, Linear Director, Car, Bike and Home Insurance Company, who are my sponsors for the event. Also to the Rotary Marbella Guadalmina, who gave us a contribution so we could bring more charities into the lunch. To the Harbour and the team, because it was exceptional. And of course, to Georgina Shaw, the MC of the event, to Shaw Marketing Services, our lovely Sam Ho Photography, who took all the pictures. Tom Snyder, Lily's Tom, also took some lovely pictures. Thank you, Tom. Lily Van Togeren, who is the volunteer for AAA, also worked tirelessly yesterday, checking everybody in, making sure they got to their seats, and they all then got their face masks when they arrived from Creative Marbella. And our fabulous Carlos, camera guy here at Marbella, his twin brother Pablo does the filming for us every year. So Pablo Martinez Ferrer, mwah, gracias a ti también. And thank you to all of you who make up the community of Marbella, because we really are #better together. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and join us again next week to find out more what's going on in Marbella Now.
Straight to your heart. We can change if we try. Just believe.